My name is Dr. Luebow. This is a short jazz tutorial about how to use Bach's preludes or Bach's music in general for learning how to play jazz, achieving jazz proficiency techniques, and how to go about improvising on Bach. So I try to get this all in a short tutorial, a little bit much for the thought, but let's give it a try. So I'm looking at a Bach Prelude No.2 in C minor, also known as the Machine Prelude, and it's been very rarely used in jazz. Jacques Lussier is famous for his versions, but other than that, a lot of people shun it because of its high technical arrangement that's required. So how do we go about studying this? Let me give you an introduction of the theme. And so forth. So that's the original version of this prelude. I played it a little slower as to give the listener some time to acclimatize. It can be played much faster and much more accurate, but as a demonstration just to show this is the theme. Now, what does a jazz pianist do with it who wants to convert it into jazz or who wants to improve the technique? One thought is you can play it much faster, which is quite a challenge technically. Better is you try to memorize the piece and play it slow at first so you get a feel for the harmonic sequence. Harmonic sequence meaning is what is the predominant harmony for each of the bars, how are they aligned, what theme can I make out of it, what variations can I create while improvising. Let's try this. So again, and so forth. So these are the harmonic sequences. And so forth. So now we think about what's typical when Bach plays it. Well, he has this repeatedly occurring figure that resembles a machine sound, the sewing machine in those days, before we had automation in industries. And so forth. So that's what it sounds like approximately when you do a job playing it faster. What we can do now, we can analyze some jazz elements that would fit this harmonic sequence. And so forth. How can we bring this in? The other thing is we need to use some technical elements that are common in jazz. There's things that are called washes, like downward figurines that are an embellishment basically, or a variation of perhaps atypical scales, like something like that. Or we can add rhythmical elements with a theme or with the harmonic sequence. Actually, this is a good idea to start this piece in my perspective, so I'll give you some examples. These were some examples as to technicalities that we can introduce using what is typical in Bach, also in other pieces that he uses frequently. The counterpoint, the famous one, and the counterpoint, as some people might already know, is related to strike playing in that it divides a harmonic structure. So let's look at the counterpoint a little bit more. So we just heard the counterpoint structure. Now let's make a ragtime out of the same piece. It's unbelievable. Bach's second prelude in C minor as a ragtime. Ever heard this? Probably not. And so forth. So this was a modification kind of, and so forth. So this gives us a wide variety of introducing technique and elements that are common in jazz while honoring the original structure of Bach's prelude. So let me try to play it as a whole now in a shorter improvised version. So this is not scripted, this is out of the moment. See what I can do with this. Take a look at the elements, listen to it again, and make up your mind whether you want to study first the classical version or, use this as an inspiration. Happy practicing. Thank you very much for listening.